Hi, I'm Paul Dye. Welcome back to Kitplanes Firewall Forward, sponsored by Tempest. Today, we're going to be talking about engine baffling.
This is one method that works.
There isn't very much to show you about baffling until we get to the airplane, so let's just head over to the machine and we'll show you what we're talking about. Like most people, you probably grew up with water-cooled automotive engines. And in that case, this baffling could be baffling. But the purpose of baffling is to direct the airflow that comes into the engine through the cooling fins and around the engine in a way that it carries as much heat away from this air-cooled engine as possible. Baffling is generally made of aluminum. This particular set is powder coated, but you don't need to go to that much trouble when you're building it. But if it's there, that's what you've got. It's assembled with a lot of rivets, a lot of screws, and fits to the engine as tightly as possible. Well, we're not here to talk about building your baffling. We're talking about inspecting it. So what are we going to be looking for? First off, the general condition of the baffle. Does it look like it's in good shape? Does it look like it's been drugged behind a car in the rocks? Somewhere in between, you'll find most sets of baffles. First thing to do is just grab it and wiggle it and see if you find anything that's rattling or is obviously going to give way. If you've got something that's cracked, it's probably going to click when you start moving it. And you'll start seeing those click, you'll hear that clicking, and then you want to look in more detail. One very, very common area for baffles to crack: if you have an oil cooler mounted to the back of this baffle, this corner can start cracking because you're putting a lot of suspended load. This particular airplane doesn't have the oil cooler mounted there. It has a hose which goes down to the oil cooler, so we don't have that excessive load. You want to look for missing screws. You want to look for cracked or missing rivets and anything that doesn't fit well. So that's the metal part of the baffling. The next thing you want to look for is the seal. Most baffling is sealed to the engine with RTV or silicone seal. It should be a high temperature RTV. You want to look for any spot where it's not properly sealed to the engine, because any place you've got a hole, that's cooling air that's escaping. Remember that the air is coming in on a Lycoming, most of these, it's coming in on the top and it's going to go down through the engine, through the cylinder cooling fins, and then it's going to exit out the bottom. So we want to create positive pressure at the top. If we have any holes where it's going to leak out, that's going to cost us cooling. The next thing you're going to want to inspect are the baffle seals. A lot of people refer to these little rubber things as the baffles. That's not true. The baffles are really the metal. These are the baffle seals, and these are going to seal the baffling to the top of the cowling. You want to take a look at the seals and look for any wear points. You want to look for any obvious places where it's been wrinkling and allowing air to escape. For instance, if you have too much seal on the top and it has a depression in it, this one fits really well. But if it has a little kink in it, air could be escaping through that. So take a look at all the seals and make sure they're in good shape, that they're not worn out. We can see on this one that there's actually some wear right here that's developing. That's not bad enough to replace yet, but eventually that's going to wear through and you're going to have a hole. The other thing to check is to make sure when you look down between the cylinders that there's an actual piece of baffling down there, and we'll look at one later. Those are called the inter-cylinder baffles, and they usually come with the engine, not with the airframe kit or the airframe's baffling kit. A lot of times they're not there because somebody overhauled the engine, forgot about them, they didn't get put back in. You've got a huge air leak if you don't have those in place. So look for those kind of things. And lastly, we want to look for any place you have a penetration. For instance, the ignition wires are coming through. There should be a seal there. It shouldn't just be a grommet with a hole that you can see daylight through. Baffling is going to do a good job of cooling your engine as long as there are no cracks, gaps, or places for the air to escape. We'll go back over to the workshop and look at a couple pieces just to give you a few details. So just a couple pieces that are easier to show here on the workbench. This is that inner cylinder baffle that I was talking about. It sits down below the two cylinders, or if you have a 6-cylinder engine, you're going to have 4 of these. This particular one is a good place to show some of the wear that we're talking about on baffles. You see these grooves that are worn right through, and over on this side, they're not worn all the way through, but they're worn into the aluminum. That's simply wear against the cylinder head, against the cooling fins on the cylinder. So this one is pretty well worn out. In order to use this, you'd have to put some more seal in on this and get it to work well. A J-hook fits down and it holds this between the cylinders, and so you want to make sure they're in place. But that just shows the kind of wear patterns you might be looking for. And lastly, baffle seals. This is an old, worn-out baffle seal. I can actually hear that crinkle as I move it, right? So that was not going to do any sealing anymore. It was folded over, it's creased. It was going to do a lousy job. This is new baffle seal, and it comes in different kind of styles and colors. This is basically a rubber-impregnated fiberglass. It's black, it's used everywhere. You can also get the high temperature red ones, which are a little softer. But anytime you decide that your baffle seals are really, really worn out, they're not that hard to replace. You drill out the rivets, you take the old piece, lay it on top of your new piece of material, cut it out with a razor knife, and now you have a perfect, you use it as a pattern, mark where the holes are, drill those, you can rivet it back on. You can replace the baffle seals pretty fast. With that, we've really much covered the topic of inspecting your baffle seals. So
this is the part of the video where Paul usually says,
thanks for watching this episode of Firewall Forward, sponsored by Tempest. We'll see you next time.
Not this time. We're actually wrapping up the series with this episode. Before we do, I want to thank Paul for his awesome work on this project. His sense of humor, his expertise, his knowledge in this field is really second to none. Paul, thank you for your efforts here. As you did with Metal Magic, just knocked it out of the park. And also thanks to Tempest Aero Group for sponsoring this series and helping us put together a series of videos that I hope you viewers have found useful. Not necessarily the end of Firewall Forward topics. For us though, if you have any other systems that you'd like to know more about or any procedures that you'd like to know about, let us know in the comments below. We'll throw it in the hopper for future videos. We'll get them right here on our channel.
Like most people, you probably grew up with water-cooled automobiles. This is an old, worn-out baffle seal.